Today we're back with another race in the 2025 Alternate Championship, and this one is the Singapore Grand Prix. Now we are staying in Marina Bay. The track location is the same, but the track is not, as we go old school, throwback to the original version of the track, featuring the chicane section on the final back straight and, most importantly, the return of the Singapore Sling. Now, as you know, this video should have gone out yesterday, but I realized I actually lost my personal custom livery. So on screen now, you are looking at the new, revised, and actually, in a weird way, I actually prefer, and I would say improved livery that we are running for this series, of course, racing in my own car, in my own livery, in the VRC Formula Alpha 2024. Anyway, with that out the way, let's talk about potential spoilers. Guys, on screen you're going to have the previous episode, the previous round, the alternate Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Where did I go? I went to a next door country and I went back to Istanbul Park. If you want to see exactly what happened, check the video out, link in the top right. For this one though, let's talk about the championship standings because, yeah, things are looking interesting to say the least. So we have a lead over Max Verstappen of 13 points. He is pretty much, I'd say now, our sole rival in the Drivers' Championship. Antonelli and Hamilton are behind, equal on points, and then Leclerc just a little bit further back. I'd say if you want to stretch it, the top 5 can still fight for the title, but then from 5th place downwards, it's looking less likely for Russell and co beyond that. In the Constructors, we're 4th, but the title is going to be fought between Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull, which it's funny how even in a sim where all the cars are equal, it's those three who have risen to the top. Anyway, that's the situation heading into this one, guys. So let's get into this one. 19 laps, which is a 100-kilometer sprint race for this one. This should be quite long. The original layout took forever. So let's get into it, guys. Leave a like on the video, subscribe for more. Let's see what happens. Now, I forgot to mention the grid really quickly before we jump straight in. And in my return, having reset all the mods, the grid has been randomized with Verstappen on pole. Like, literally the worst thing that could have happened. Max has been put on pole with Alonso alongside and Piastri P3. Like, that's a ridiculous top 3. Then it's Hulkenberg, Behrman, Bortoleto. Both Saubers having a really good randomization. Lawson, Russell's P8, Stroll, Sainz, your top 10. Then we have Albon just behind. So both Williams, Liner, Stern, Norris, Colapinto, Leclerc is down in P14, Gasly, Ocon, Hamilton is down in P17, and it gets worse because it's Tsunoda, Hadjar, and Antonelli's P20. So the randomization has completely shafted any other championship rivals except for Verstappen. Possibly you could say champion's luck, but yeah. You can see we're running a 70-kilo ballast as well, by the way. Hopefully that should give us optimal, equal, fair racing performance. Right, here we go then. It's showtime. OG Singapore, under the lights. And we're off. Right, let's see exactly how we get on. Gonna switch lanes to the inside. Easy does it. Easy does it. Oh my god, even still. I knew that was gonna happen. Classic, classic Assetto Corsa AI at Singapore. I mean, Antonelli's got it moving again. I hit him at turn 1, but he's already back. And he's got past, so fair play. All good. He runs it in a bit. Hot through there. Do I dare? I dare. I absolutely dare. Through the middle. We get Kimi. Yellow flag. Oh my god. Oh no. Got swiped around there by Esteban Ocon. Luckily, he doesn't overtake us. He lets us recover from that contact, but that wasn't ideal. I don't think we lost too much time. I think we'll recover this. Luckily, it's only lap 1. Just got caught. I tried to avoid it. I was, accidentally trying to cut underneath Hadjar. I was run deep, and I was kind of running an undercut line, and then that happened. Anyway, there's the Singapore Sling. Uninterrupted as we go through it, and you can see the different profile of the Anderson Bridge section as well. It's way quicker. You arrive at the hairpin with way more speed. We'll properly cover it next lap. But at the minute, let's try and lock in here. We're just behind these three. We could try and make up a bit more ground. Got a little purple mini sector there at the start of the sector, so that's a good sign. I'm keen to see what everyone's pace is like. Here's the, of course, other part of the racetrack, which has now changed 3 years ago. That massive back straight now, which, you know, used to be this kind of double chicane, a right-left into a left-right under the bridge. I am also using the overtake button, guys, in this one. Reason for it is because we have no DRS. It's the OG version, so DRS has been taken out of the track config. So, because we don't have that, and we only have one straight, so that we get some action, I will be applying the overtake override to try and get some action. So, bear with. Hopefully we get some action. At the minute, the AI seem very quick, and we're going to have to work hard to get on pace. At the minute, we've still got Ocon less than a second behind, so he's right there. I want to try and get a full speed run through the Singapore Sling with these cars, because, by the way, let's address the elephant in the room. And I mean elephant literally. These cars are elephants compared to the old F1 cars that used to race this version of the track. The size discrepancy, it just makes the chicane look minute. It dwarfs it. There it is. I mean, look at that. No room for error. The barrier is right there if you go over one of the curbs a little bit too aggressively. Hadjar a bit deep there, kind of followed him in, just follow his line. Looks like we're very leveled over the AI for now, pace-wise. It's going to be a pretty even split. So we're going to have to really dig in and get a bit creative with something special to make moves in this one. I don't see any glaring deficiencies, which is something we can often exploit. You know, the AI can have their moments, and as I say that, there's one. But it doesn't seem to affect them in terms of their rhythm. Obviously, I've got damage off, because otherwise we'd never, ever finish one of these races, let alone, you know, the AI, they'd probably all crash out. Verstappen quickest, 1:44.4. We do a 1:44.5, so we are right on the pace. We're right on the pace, even in traffic. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Trying to see if I can set up Hadjar here, but it's proving difficult. Very difficult. I am on the hard tyres, of course, but I don't think that's much of a fact. I'm going to use the overtake here to try and line one up. We're just too far back, I think. Yep, just a bit too far back. It's interesting, actually. The AI are not that great at the Anderson Bridge section, so they're potentially exploitable there. We've got a bit of a run on Hadjar, but this straight, especially without DRS, it just isn't enough to make a move. So we are stuck. This is classic Singapore street circuit shenanigans. And worst of all, Verstappen's kept his lead, which is not great for the championship. So we're going to have to get creative here and figure something out to get past the wall-hitting Isaac Hadjar. And as I say that, he runs wide at the last corner. This might be the invitation. Down the inside. Oh my god. Good battling. I was a bit too lenient. I thought we'd tangle tyres and wheel lock, but that actually went pretty well. Fair play. That was a good effort. Well defended by Hadjar. Purple middle sector. Little wall brush on the way out. It's insane now, like racing this version. It's impossible to overtake. Like genuinely, you really get the grasp now with the current version. It's quicker. There's more DRS zones. Like, overtaking this is way more possible. This would be impossible in today's F1 format. I don't think you'd see a single overtake, genuinely. Like maybe on the back straight with a tyre difference, but it's so difficult. Hadjar's struggling at the last corner. He's done it again. This time I've got a better run, and I'm not gonna yield. I've got to try and hang on to this one, and we finally make the move. Just all of that just to move to P17. This is going to be a struggle. If we get a point today, that could be a miracle. I'm relying a little bit on AI tyre drop, but to be fair, we're all on C3s, so we may well all be in the same boat. Sonoda braking super early this time. Oh, I thought about it. Track feels super bumpy at times. I think we're all struggling with that a little bit. Oh, drifting through there, nearly spun it. Had to straighten the car out mid-corner. We're trying though. The AI all seemed to run a bit wide at the last corner, so that's a potential opportunity. Slight evasive action there, but we've got Tsunoda offline. We've got a shot here, and we get it around the outside. Tsunoda losing time and dropping, maybe made a mistake defending the position, but that is P16. Hard fought, but we're through. It's time for the Ferraris, beginning with championship rival Lewis Hamilton. Bit of clean air to also push into here and make some progress. I think a move here is possible, and this might be it. Down the inside, it's rare that we outbrake a set of calls to AI, but it feels possible into there if I can just get that hairpin after the Anderson Bridge sorted. We can definitely look for moves. I see a lot more cars now as well, so the field's definitely quite bunched up here as Hamilton is next to clunk the wall. There, and also the last corners where the AI seem to have some deficiencies that we can exploit. Let's see. There it is, Hamilton's wide. We've got a run. We go purple into the 143s. Around the outside. Oh my god. Just got hit. Gonna have to wait for this timer to end. We've got a penalty timer. There we go. Back to green. Just in time to get back in front of Hajar. That would have been devastating if we'd lost out because of that. That's a harsh pen. Very harsh. I was leaving room for Hamilton and even so he pushed me off track. Didn't gain anything, but the penalty system is very harsh here, so it is what it is. Alright, come on, let's try and make this move. Hamilton's now dropped off the pack a little bit because of that, so we've got some gaps to try and push into and drive into. Oh, Hamilton hits the wall and we brush the wall. So both of us running a bit wide and deep there as we get all wild and crazy on the curb through the Anderson Bridge. Whew. Starting to feel more confident now though. Finding the limit. And that's confirmation of that purple middle sector. Got a run here, like with Tsunoda. On the outside of Lewis. We'll pick that one up, thank you. Lovely stuff, P15. Starting to believe points are possible. Just about half race distance. This is taking forever. Classic OG Singapore style. I actually love this version of the Anderson Bridge much more than the current one. The current one's maybe more technical, but it's more satisfying to drive this version. It's quicker, it flows nicer. It would probably flow quite nice with the current version of the Singapore SLING section, turn 10 I believe. It would work really well, I think. You just sort of go left, right, left, and then into the hairpin section. It would be quite nice. I love that you can actually bash the curbs into that. I really do. The rest of the track doesn't feel that nice on the curbs, but actually that's probably the best part about it. You can really ride them and give it some through there. I'm currently not really attacking, I'm just trying to recharge. So I'm trying to catch whilst using low on my battery mode. But I think this next lap we should be ready to make some moves and attempt some overtakes. We might have a shot here, depending on Gasly's last corner to be fair. Not my best run through there. Purple sector 3. We will not be running the outside line again after what happened with Hamilton. Oh, I'm a bit deep there, almost at Lando Norris. Good thing we have damage off. We'll set Pierre up for the cutback. Classic, classic, classic. Simple move. That's P14. Not the best one, not the cleanest, but it is Singapore. Got a yellow. Hello. No idea if that's in front or behind, but whatever happened, it was brief. Right, next up, Colapinto in the other Alpine. There's a massive little gaggle of cars here, so Points are definitely on the table. Tyres are looking okay in the bottom left for where we're not struggling. I think we might hit the cliff at the end on the last lap or something. Maybe not even that, to be fair. We might be okay. So it's looking okay, and we're on the right compound for it, same as everybody else, but hopefully we've made our tyres last a bit better than everybody else. We're going to find out. I am now pushing again the battery, so you can tell the progress we're making is good. We're nearly there. Verstappen still holds the lead, which we do not like for championship reasons, but we may now have a genuine shot and maybe on for some points. Could be the last corner again. That seems to be the move, really. Into turn 1. Over this again. We're close. Going to brake a little bit earlier. Get a better line this time. Switch to the inside. Go across. That's lovely. Get there before turn 1. Take the line. And move on and move up. Lando Norris is next. P13. Come on. Nearly there. Nearly there. Lando. Then Bortoleto. 1 by 1. They will all fall. And actually, we might get Lando here. We've had a brilliant run through turn 4. We've got a massive bit of momentum here on the overtake. Lando moves across, gives us the squeeze and the pinch. Bit more contact on the way out. I try to open up the wheel. Oh, we get put into the wall. Luckily, we just both make it through. We sort of both went back and forth there, but that's a lovely overtake, which I wasn't planning on. So we get past Colapinto and Norris very quickly. And suddenly now, we're nearly there. Leclerc holds the final points paying spot in P10. We might just do this now. It's looking much better than a few laps ago. I think we're a little bit too far back to challenge Bortoleto. I had a similar exit to Lando, so suddenly now, with tyre wear, the exit of turn 4 onto the back straight is actually becoming an overtaking opportunity organically in this race, which is really good to see. So we're gaining overtaking opportunities because we're still just as strong everywhere else. I'm seeing more cars as well up ahead, so this race is suddenly coming to us. The front left has now hit the cliff. Oh, sorry, the front right, I mean. Has hit the cliff, so we've lost that tyre. But that'll be the same for everybody else, I'm certain. So it's working for us. We're looking okay pace-wise, so let's keep it moving. Ooh, that's a big one. Big wall hit for Bortoleto. That's the biggest one by far this race. He almost like just kind of stacked it, and if that happened, we would have screwed over because we would have had no time to react. But instead, we plan for that move again, and we execute it beautifully. So we're now P11, 1 off the points, and the points are right there. I think if we get these 3 cars, that might be it for us, and that would be a very good day at the office. Leclerc, Albon, and Russell. That's the back end of the points. I think P8 is going to be the target for the remaining 5 laps of this race. Oh, hello. I'm really tempted to try and get a move there, but I don't have good enough braking confidence into the hairpin, unlike other corners, to beat the AI. We are so quick through there, though. I love it. Trying to set up the exit here. Bit of a wall here. On the outside of Leclerc. Oh, bit of contact. I think Leclerc had a mistake on the way out because of that contact. Lost the back end and we're through. Whew. Okay, that was a bit easier than I thought. Luckily, I think the contact actually hurt Leclerc more than me. So we're up into P10 and we're into the points. 5 laps to go. Albon, Russell. Can we get them? I mean, to be fair, the gap's opened up a little bit, but it's still doable. Let's get Albon first, 1 at a time. I've been able to keep my batteries charged throughout this process, so we've got enough to dump this if we need it. I think if we had the RS, we could probably get this move. But instead, we're having to wait. The straight's not long enough. Had a lovely exit here, but Albon just does a bit better than Leclerc and hangs on. But we are knocking on the door now. Big time. Right, easy here, expecting a wall hit. And now because the tyres have hit the cliff, the AI are hitting that wall much harder than before. Like Bortoleto, They're struggling to keep up, and also they're suffering more in the last corner as well. So the front right's hit the cliff for everyone, but obviously the AI can't manage it as well as the player, so that's giving us the opportunity. And we're going to move up and move across. And then turn in early to avoid Albon sticking his nose in my business, and there it is, he just goes off track. That was a good bit of race IQ and AI knowledge to avoid that happening. But there we go, we've arrived at George Russell. We could try the 2 for 1. Got a bit of a run here. Got battery to burn. Not quite close enough though, unfortunately. 3 to go. We can get this on this lap, hopefully, over the line. We can try and race up to Lance Stroll and co. in P7 and above. You never know, there might be more in this. Let's see what happens. Tyres are slowly dying out. Oh my god. I nearly drove into the back of George. Whew. Evasive action. Whew. Deep breath. Getting a bit too ahead of myself there. Overconfident. We go again. Fuel light on. We should make it. We should make it. Estimated 4 laps to go. I have calculated it correctly. We've been close to it before in other episodes. But I'll be close enough to get George here. We've just dropped back a little bit. Oh, we struggled for the last corner this time. No, not close enough. I'm never going to bother trying. I've got some understeer this time. Just bottomed out on the curb. Whoa. The car is suddenly really active and loose. The tyres, I think, have just hit the cliff completely. But we're close. If we can get this right, we might have a shot on this straight. Keep a little bit of throttle on. There we go. Let's cash in. Can we get in front before the corner? Not quite. Russell's still there. I'm leaving lots of space. We still get run out of track. That was a very, very rude overtake. This is going to cost us now any other positions because we're losing too much time, but I did all I could there to avoid George. Next time we'll go for the switchback and not make the same mistake twice. Oh no. Oh my god. Singapore Sling bites. We're just going to keep Albon behind. Whew. I was wondering if that was going to happen at any point, and it just did. The tyres are gone really badly. We just get away with it. Luckily I've got damage off, like I said, otherwise we'd never see any of these races. Not just because of my own mistakes, but because of everything you've seen the AI do in this race is the reason why we have damage off. But we've got some battery reserves, so it's going to be that time where we're going to probably have to burn a little bit, down to 25% or so, and we need to get back onto George here. Not panic stations quite, but that was an eventful lap to say the least. We have got some pace though, left compared to the AI. Our tyres have held on better. You can see we've dropped Albon. I think it's going to be the same spot as last lap. I think we're going to try and maybe challenge George onto that back straight. We're just quicker in this first half of the lap, able to carry more speed, have more confidence in the car. Here we go. Try and get close through here. This time. Again, we learn from our mistakes. We'll aim for the switchback. Unless we try and get in front before the corner. Which I'm going to do. I'm going to get in front and just park it. George does not go to the outside. And that's a lovely move. Again, IQ, well managed. Learning from the mistakes and the behaviours of the AI. Right, lap to go. I think this might be all she wrote. This might be academic, so we'll bring her home. We know that first curb, we can't ride it. Did that last lap and we got smashed, so you can lean on that middle curb of the Singapore Sling, the middle of the second of the 3. But let's bring this one home. Whew. Going all out here, riding that wall. Just pushing flat out to try and put some last minute pressure on. We know what the AI are like at the last corner, so any opportunity for us is gold. We know they hit the wall under the bridge. So I'm trying to close in here on Stroll. Verstappen's going to win it though. Not ideal for the championship. I'll tell you what, this last lap's been brilliant. Considering we've got no tyres. Obviously the fuel burn offsets the tyre wear a little bit, but one more lap and we might have had a shot at having a look at Stroll. Instead though, it's still P8. It's good points and a good recovery, and I'll take that. Well, there we have it. That was a debut for the new livery. Verstappen, though, was the race winner. Fernando Alonso and Piastri join him on the podium, so not a lot of change in terms of the big boys. Hulkenberg, P4, just misses out. Behrman, Lawson, Stroll. We finish, of course, in that P8, debuting this livery. Russell, Albon are your final points scorers. Notable absentees at the top 10. Leclerc, P11. Hamilton, P16. Tsunoda, P18. And then, most importantly, Antonelli, only P21. So, yeah, really, really big race for the championship. And speaking of the championship, I don't know if Verstappen's going to take the lead, but it's going to be close. It's going to be really close heading into the next round, and it's all to play for. So, we'll see what happens in the coming stages and rounds, guys. In the meantime, we'll keep fighting and do the best we can. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like, subscribe for more. It's taken me quite an effort to get this livery made in a short time and get this video out, so a like would be appreciated. Also, a comment down below, what did you think of the livery and also the episode and the Singapore Sling. I want to hear what you think of that version of the track. Either way, guys, cheers for watching. Mods linked down below for the car, for the track, and everything else that you may have seen on screen. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. That's goodbye from me. As always, a massive shout out to my channel members, of course, without forgetting that. Check out the 2 videos on screen for more. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. And that's goodbye from me. Ciao, ciao.